Okay, so let me set the stage for you because this whole thing? It came out of nowhere. You know how Elon Musk just shows up where he's least expected, right? One minute he's tweeting about Mars and Dogecoin, the next, boom, he's live on a primetime political panel with none other than Hillary Clinton. Yeah, you heard me right. Hillary Clinton. This was supposed to be a serious televised roundtable on tech regulation and misinformation. CNN pulled out all the stops, big fancy studio, live audience, even the dramatic intro music. Hillary was billed as the keynote voice, the voice of experience, the steady hand of leadership. Elon? They invited him thinking he'd be the quirky tech guy offering some alternative perspectives. But from the moment the cameras started rolling, something felt off. Now, I watch a lot of these events, celebrity drama is my cardio, and I could see it in Elon's face. The guy wasn't there to play nice. He had that grin, you know the one, where he already knows something you don't, and he's dying to drop the bomb. Hillary opened the discussion with some smooth political talk. We have to hold billionaires accountable, she said. The crowd clapped. Elon nodded along. Seemed harmless. But then, oh man, the tone changed. Right when she started talking about social media manipulation, Elon's smile vanished. He leaned forward, tapped the mic, and said, "Should we talk about the 2016 elections, Secretary?" Dead silence. Hillary gave a tight little laugh, like it was a joke. "I think we've covered that chapter," she said. "And Elon?" He just chuckled. "Oh, I don't think we've even opened the real book yet." The host tried to cut in, tried to pivot. "Let's keep it focused on policy today." But Elon wasn't letting go. He pulled a tablet from under the table. I kid you not, this man brought receipts. Literally. Emails, reports, internal communications, stuff that wasn't public yet. And suddenly, that friendly little tech roundtable became a live-fire courtroom. You could see Hillary freeze for just a second. Elon scrolled to a highlighted section on his screen and read aloud. From Podesta's inbox, October 25th, let's push the anti-bot narrative now. Get the platforms to cooperate. Use Musk as a distraction if needed. Then he looked right at her. That was your team, right? The room went nuclear. Audience gasped. Moderators' eyes went wide. Producers in the control room were probably yanking wires out of the wall trying to cut the feed. But Elon? Cool as ice. He kept laying out screenshots and timestamps like he was pitching a new feature for X. Hillary, meanwhile, was doing that politician thing, smiling, nodding, blinking way too much. You could tell she was scrambling to control the narrative. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier? Elon played a clip. A recorded Zoom call, an internal campaign meeting. Muffled, sure, but crystal clear when someone said, "We can frame Musk's tweets as misinformation if needed. He's unpredictable." Elon paused the video. "Still think I'm unpredictable, Hillary?" She sat there stunned. And that, my friend, is where the destruction really began. So the clip ends. Elon puts the tablet down with this calm little smirk like he just solved a puzzle no one else even knew existed. And Hillary? She leans back in her chair, crosses her arms, and says, "That clip was taken out of context." Her voice was steady, but you could tell she was stalling. Buying time. Probably praying the producers would cut to commercial, or something. But nope. Elon? He wasn't giving her a second. "Cool," he said, shrugging. "Want me to play the rest of the call?" And before she could even say no, he did. This next part of the recording, wild. It had Hillary's campaign manager, digital consultants, even someone from a fact-checking partnership, all brainstorming how to control online narratives. At one point, someone literally said, "We don't need to prove it's false, just say it's flagged. People don't read the details anyway." I swear, you could hear the audience gasp in real time. And Hillary? She finally broke character. "You're twisting this into a conspiracy," she snapped. "This is a dangerous stunt, Mr. Musk." Elon didn't miss a beat. "Dangerous?" You mean like shadow banning journalists, suspending accounts without cause, or labeling dissent as foreign propaganda? Boom. Crowd murmuring. A few people even started clapping. Hillary's eyes darted to the producers offstage, but Elon held the momentum like a dog with a stake. He leaned in again and said, "Let me ask you something real simple, Hillary. When your campaign pushed for tech companies to clean up misinformation, was that before or after they removed posts criticizing your foreign policy?" Her mouth opened, then closed. No answer. That was it. Suddenly, Hillary stood up. Live. On camera. "I don't need to sit here and be attacked by a billionaire with a grudge," she said, visibly rattled. But the host, clearly sensing they had ratings gold, gently tried to coax her back into her seat. "Madam Secretary, if there's a misunderstanding, this is a good moment to clear it up." But she wasn't having it. "This is not journalism. This is spectacle," she said, glaring at Elon. "And you know what Elon did?" He laughed. Loudly. "Of course it's spectacle," he said, raising an eyebrow. "But you were the one who built the stage." Mic drop. The internet was already melting. Twitter, X, was lighting up with hashtags like #ElonExposes Hillary and #Zoomgate. People were rewinding the live stream, screen recording the clip, reposting it before the segment had even ended. But it didn't stop there. Because just when you thought it was over, Elon turned to the host and said, "Hey, I've got one more surprise. Can we pull up that drone footage?" "What? Drone footage?" Even the host looked confused. Drone footage of what?" Elon tapped a button. The studio screen cut to a satellite map overlay, zooming in on a quiet government facility in Virginia. "This is where some of the flag's social media data was routed through third-party AI filters," Elon explained casually. "Totally private contractors. Totally off the books. But hey, someone signed off on it. Guess who?" Boom. Back to Hillary. She was frozen. Literally just blinking. That's when she finally sat down. Not to argue. Not to rebut. But because the air had been sucked out of the room. That was the moment it stopped being a debate and turned into a collapse. "And Elon?" He just took a sip of water and said, "I believe we were talking about misinformation, right?" So at this point, the studio's basically on fire, figuratively, of course. The audience is buzzing, the chat feed on the live stream is moving like a slot machine, and the moderator? Poor guy's sweating bullets, trying to keep this thing from turning into the Elon Musk show. And just when you think, okay, it can't get any crazier, it does. Hillary's team starts moving behind the scenes. Like physically moving. A couple of staffers in suits are suddenly whispering to producers, pulling out their phones, pointing at Elon's tablet like it's a live grenade. You could feel the panic building. And then, one of them storms onto the stage mid-broadcast with a folder. He hands it to the moderator and whispers something in his ear. Moderator clears his throat, trying to look serious. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been handed a legal notice from Secretary Clinton's legal counsel requesting that Mr. Musk cease sharing any further unauthorized material." Cue audience gasps. Some even booed. Elon? Doesn't even blink. He slowly turns to the camera, raises an eyebrow, and says, "You know what's hilarious? When the people who scream about protecting democracy are the first ones to shut you up." Crowd goes nuts. And then he opens the folder, on live TV, and reads from the first page. "Cease and desist under penalty of defamation, blah blah blah." Then he holds it up to the camera and says, "This paper's more recycled than her campaign promises." Oh. My. God. The host tries to intervene. "We need to pause for a moment." But Elon just steamrolls him. "No need," he says. "In fact, let's level up." And that's when he reaches under the table and pulls out a USB stick. Yep. A flash drive. Like some Mission Impossible type prop. "I figured someone would try to shut this down," he says. "So I made backups. Off-site. Time-stamped. Public ledger. Immutable." He even winks at the camera. Let's just say the blockchain's having a fun night. That's when Hillary snaps. This is harassment, she says, standing again, visibly shaking. This is a coordinated, calculated smear, and I will not be part of it. But Elon? Cool as ever. I agree, he says. You shouldn't be part of it. You should be investigated for it. And the room just erupts. Half the audience is on its feet, clapping like they're at a comedy roast. The other half looks like they just walked into a crime scene. Meanwhile, social media is exploding. Every major news outlet starts cutting in live, anchors yelling over each other. Elon Musk goes rogue, Hillary Clinton threatened with legal exposure, bombshell files shown live on air. But here's where it gets even more surreal. Elon doesn't stop. He drops another bomb. You want receipts? He says. Check your emails. I just sent everything I showed tonight to every journalist in the country. Boom. Inboxed. The moderator throws his earpiece out. Hillary's team is literally pulling cords backstage to shut it down. And then the feed cuts. Just black. Everyone watching from home? Left staring at a frozen frame of Elon, mid-smirk, finger raised like he's about to say, checkmate. So the second that broadcast cuts to black, the entire internet explodes. Like we're talking DEFCON 1 level viral. Clips of Elon torching Hillary are everywhere. TikTok edits, meme compilations, X threads a mile long, and live stream reaction channels racking up millions of views within the hour. Hashtag Elon versus Hillary is trending worldwide. People who didn't even know there was a debate are now asking for the full clip. But Hillary's team? Oh, they weren't about to take that L quietly. Within 30 minutes, they dropped an official statement accusing Elon of spreading dangerous misinformation, illegally obtained recordings, and deliberately orchestrated media sabotage. Then came the lawyers. Multiple outlets reported that Hillary's legal team had filed an emergency injunction to block Elon from publishing, or even talking about, the files. Some TV networks were ordered to pull the segment from replay rotation. One anchor got suspended just for tweeting. Wow, Musk cooked her. You know what Elon did? He retweeted it with, she wasn't ready for the stove. But wait, it gets crazier. Because while Hillary's people were busy doing legal damage control, Elon dropped a second wave of receipts. Yep. On his personal blog, which no one even remembered existed, he published a post titled, "The part CNN wouldn't let you see." Inside? Full transcripts. Unedited recordings. Metadata logs. Everything. He even annotated the files like a Reddit AMA. This is the guy who claimed to be nonpartisan while organizing the narrative push. Note the timestamp here. This was just hours before my account was flagged as election sensitive. This consultant is now advising 3 sitting senators. Fun times. And just when you think Elon's out of ammo? Nope. A whistleblower comes forward. A former campaign tech aide, anonymous at first, confirmed that everything Elon said was real. Not only that, but they added, there was a whole folder labeled Project Discredit. Musk was one of the top 3 targets. Twitter, sorry X, loses its collective mind. Hashtag Project Discredit starts trending. People are digging through old articles, realizing just how many Musk misinformation headlines popped up around election season. Even journalists who used to go after Elon start hedging. I didn't know this level of coordination was happening. One anchor tweets. Another writes, if these files are authentic, and they appear to be, we owe the public a major apology. Now here's the final punch of the night. Elon goes live again, this time from his own platform. No fancy studio. No moderators. Just a camera, a mic, and a dark backdrop. He looks straight at the audience and says, they tried to bury the truth under lawsuits, media spin, and pressure. What they didn't realize is, I own the shovel. Mic, drop. Again. In under 24 hours, he went from being the weird billionaire on stage to a full-blown digital crusader. And the best part? He never yelled. He never cursed. He just let the truth punch harder than any insult ever could. So the morning after the broadcast? Total chaos. Every major news outlet either refuses to cover it, or covers it badly. Some call it a publicity stunt. Others say Elon weaponized tech. But you can tell they're shook. Because everyone's watching the replays. People are screen recording the deleted segments, re-uploading them faster than they can be taken down. The Streisand effect is in full swing. And the polls? Insane. A flash national poll drops just 48 hours later with this question. Who do you trust more with information, Elon Musk or Hillary Clinton? And get this, Elon scores 67%. Clinton? 21%. The rest said? Neither. But still. That's not a margin, that's a landslide. Suddenly, politicians are scrambling. Senators who once stood side by side with Hillary are now giving very vague interviews. We need to look into the situation, they say. Translation? They're distancing themselves. Fast. Even foreign leaders start chiming in. The French Minister of Technology tweets. Musk exposed something deeply troubling about coordinated censorship. This deserves global attention. And then, get this, Julian Assange posts a meme about it. From prison. How? Who knows? But the internet goes feral. Meanwhile, Hillary? She disappears for 3 days. No press conferences. No tweets. Not even a statement from her foundation. Just silence. Her PR team says she's taking time to reflect. But Elon? He's not done. On the third night, he posts a 2-minute video to X titled, My Final Response. The video is simple. Black background. Elon in a hoodie. No special effects. Just real talk. He says, I didn't come after Hillary to score points. I came to defend something we're all losing, our right to question authority. If pointing out contradictions and exposing manipulation makes me the villain, then fine. I'll be the villain. But at least I'm a transparent one. Then he holds up the original folder, the one Hillary's team tried to bury, and says, This isn't just about politics. It's about the systems built behind our backs. If we don't challenge them now, we'll never be able to again. Final shot? He drops the folder on the floor. Looks into the camera. Your move. Cut. End. The video racks up 48 million views in 6 hours. It becomes the most watched political video of the year. People start quoting him in protest signs. Colleges invite him to speak on free speech. And Hillary? Well, she finally resurfaces a week later at a quiet panel about rebuilding trust in digital spaces. But the energy is different. She's not leading anymore, she's dodging. And that, my friend, is how Elon Musk hilariously and brutally destroyed Hillary Clinton live on air. He didn't need a mic. He didn't need a campaign. He just needed the truth and a Wi-Fi connection.